Hi, Mark here. Wednesday, March the 11th, going on 8 a.m. Eastern, going on 12 midday GMT. US session about to get underway. And let's have a look at the US dollar index. Slightly up again today, following up from yesterday's small gains. I've got support today at 98.43, and I have resistance at 98.83. Higher high, higher low. We'll see if buyers are able to continue this move higher once the US session gets underway and test this resistance level, or if we get a turnaround, which we have seen so often over the past couple of weeks, where we get a turnaround once the US session gets underway, particularly pertaining to the US dollar. If sellers do turn things around and a bounce down off current resistance levels, sellers will be looking down at the support level and also note the ascending trend line, which kind of coincides with the low 98 level. So we'll see whether that level can be tested to the downside if sellers do step in, or if we see this continuation of a slow, steady climb following up from yesterday. But so far today, going into the US session, demand for US dollars. Let's have a look at the S&P. We're looking at the futures market. Still an hour and a half until Wall Street opens up. Pretty much where it closed yesterday. A slight gap higher to open, but already come back down, matching the close yesterday from 6,838. Support today at 6,818. And I've got resistance at 6,872. Once US session gets underway and Wall Street opens up, we'll see whether this can be continued, a demand for US equities, a test of this 6,871, bearing in mind that 6,900, I think, is the level that buyers really want to test and get above. Sellers, on the other hand, will look down at this 6,800 area um, and test lower if we do see a sell-off once Wall Street does open up. Gold. Gold hanging around yesterday's close, sitting right now at 6,180. Seems pretty content between 5,180, sitting between the 5,100, 5,200, has moved away a little bit from the 5,000 level. You do see the succession of, even with the notwithstanding the red candlestick today, it is a higher low. Sellers will look at this 5,169. Sellers will look to push lower. Gold is coming down that little bit as the US dollar is strengthening going into the US session. Buyers will look up at this resistance area above 5,200 and look to push higher. But all in all, if I do scroll out, you can see pretty flat, has moved that little bit higher from the 5,000 to the 5,100, and now sitting between that 5,100 and 200, looking to break above that 5,200 level. Brent oil. Again, sitting content at that $90 level for now. The range has tightened that little bit, $86 on the downside, 92.87 on the upside, but pretty flat, waiting for fundamentals to change, or at least the rhetoric to change, some new developments. But as things stand, sitting around that 90 level. Buyers, of course, look up to the $100 level, look to break above that $100 level. Sellers looking to maintain below the 90 level. I don't believe the technicals that relevant right now. It's all about the fundamentals new developments, new announcements, and anything practically changing in the supply distribution of oil out of the region at this point. Bitcoin, Bitcoin unable to maintain again above that 70,000 level. Support right now 69,162. Sellers in control so far today. We do have higher highs still today. We'll see if that can change, if sellers can get to yesterday's support around 6,800, 68,427. Long way to go in the day. But again, what is noticeable is how buyers struggle anywhere above that 70,000 level. Good trading, keep that discipline, and I'll see you at the end of the day.